Gang, these days, I'm willing to make a big leap of faith and say that a lot of your systems are already virtualized. You're already using virtual operating systems, virtual servers, virtual desktops. You may even be working with virtual routers and firewalls. And if that is the case, certainly the WLC function could make a lot of sense to run virtually. It really becomes a question of, does it fit for your environment? Like all the different types of products that we're going to look at. So taking a WLC and saying, all right, I've got this device, and really what I want to do is have that device be running within a host system as a virtual WLC, so not directly attached to specific hardware. Why would I do that? Well, again, it gives me a certain type of strength, a certain type of set of resources that can be very useful for me. So looking here, we can see that virtual WLC can support 200 access points, which is not a huge amount compared to some of our other products, but not the least either. 3,000 clients, 200 branches. Great. It can co-reside with other WLCs or with ISE, right? Identity Services Engine, Prime Infrastructure, Mobility Services Engine. In other words, you may be hosting a virtualized infrastructure anyway to support these key Cisco products. Why not have the advantage of allowing that WLC to fit into that architecture that you've already started to manage, because those products need a system in which to run. It certainly does work with a remote environment, so you can tie this into a Flex Connect branch office solution. And one of the key reasons why I personally would think about doing this is the fact that I could take this particular device that I've got and I could move it, right? I could migrate it to another host that might be in my network. Or maybe I've even got two of them running at the same time. I've got a failover solution where essentially the same device lives in two places, supported by two different hosts, one of which is currently active, the other one is waiting for this. So high availability failover solutions, migration to move things. These can be great things to ensure the uptime that is needed for my environment, right? I'm not focused on a specific device. I don't have to purchase multiple physical devices. I can simply have a virtual machine that's replicated into multiple virtual instances. So we can support that. It also might mean that I support multiple wireless LAN controllers, so that one campus might be governed by one WLC, another campus might be governed by another WLC. That only took, though, one host with multiple virtual systems running in that host in order to provide that solution. I didn't have to buy two physical sets of hardware. So let's talk a little bit about the hardware that's going to be used to support that. This is going to be focused on using the unified computing system. I can work with essentially a unified computing system host, which then can run various different types of virtualization software, such as VMware, or we can work with integrated components. So the ISR, right, Integrated Services Router, G2, supports the more legacy Services Ready Engine, SRE, or the more modern E-Series. Essentially, both of these are going to be providing modules and then to blades of high-speed hosting engines that can be integrated into the router services. So you got a router service that's hosting now a virtualization service that is hosting a WLC service, right? So we've got a couple levels of nesting. But again, that allows us to do more with the products that we already have that be integrated, certainly high-speed access between the various different components that are located within that framework. That gives us some definite advantages and can be used to support, again, a certain size network with a certain type of wireless infrastructure. So don't discount wireless LAN controllers being provided through a virtualization infrastructure. This can work very well for many environments.